Hello once again, all my comic addicted friends out there in YouTube land. Comic Hoarder 410 here. Hope everyone's doing well. And today I'm going to bring you installment part 23 of my Keys variants and such. And today I'll be focusing on the 1980s Marvel graphic novel series and some of the DC ones that came out in the 80s that were, I guess, in a similar format. And just to clarify, these aren't like trades or anything. These are all, this original graphic novel series they started, and in the 80s it was new to me as a kid. These were basically oversized prestige format one-shot comic books with no ads, and it was a new animal to me, and I was sucked in immediately, so I'm a big fan of these from my childhood, and I've been going back trying to grab them when I see them. Starting off here, this is Batman 3D graphic novel by John Byrne. My buddy Vin Crew also just picked one of these up recently. Very cool. That one's in beautiful condition. I got one of these as a kid for Christmas. $1.95 cover price for this prestige format. Superman Spectacular. And I remember Terra Man and Lex Luthor fight Superman Red and Superman Blue. And really glad to have. I got that really cheap too, and I was glad to get it back. Like I said, DC started doing a series as well when Marvel's caught on. This is DC graphic novel number 2, Warlords. Very cool cover. This one is in perfect shape. And this is DC graphic novel number 4, The Hunger Dogs by Jack Kirby. And this one's not too expensive, but you'll pay $50 or $60 for a near mint copy of this, and it's one of Jack Kirby's later works. He did this beautiful painted cover, and it's just Darkseid kicking ass on everybody. This is a great read, and a lot of people looking for that one. Glad to have that in such great shape. Also a big fan of Robotech from when I was a kid, and this is the Robotech graphic novel by Comico. Beautiful cover here by Ken Steacy. I got it signed last year, excuse me, by interior artist Neil Vokes. He was super nice. And this is just a real sharp copy again. A lot of these I got lucky and was just able to hunt down unread copies, actually. This one's not unread, but still pretty good shape. This is the very first Marvel graphic novel, The Death of Captain Marvel. Epic story by the great Jim Starlin, and just this beautiful cover. It's just legendary. It's been homaged, and it still makes an impact today. Jim Starlin's the man. Speaking of Jim Starlin, this book is heated up a lot lately. My copy's got some problems because it was read a few times by young hands, but this is Marvel graphic novel number 3, Dreadstar. Beautiful painted cover and artwork, writing and art chores, all by Jim Starlin. And glad to have that one. It's an excellent read, as is this one. This is Marvel graphic novel 6, Walter Simonson's Star Slammers. It's excellent. Another good one, this is Dave Cockrum's Futurians, Marvel graphic novel number 9, and he tried to launch another team after the X-Men. It was not that successful, but I've been reading another publisher is going to bring back the Futurians, so that's kind of cool. Up next, we have Marvel graphic novel number 10. It's got a little mark up there where it looks like there was another price sticker over the price there, but this is Heartburst by Rick Veitch. Haven't read this one, actually. I think he's going to be at my convention this summer, so have to read that and see if I want to get it signed. This one's very cool, and I love this wraparound cover by Val Merrick. I should have pulled it out to show it, but this is Marvel graphic novel number 11, Void Indigo. And it's written by Steve Gerber, who is creator of Howard the Duck. Very cool sci-fi graphic novel. Marvel graphic novel 14, Swords of the Swashbucklers. Kind of a cool idea. And I think they were trying to launch into a full-blown series, and it didn't end up being that successful. Here's Marvel graphic novel 17, Revenge of the Living Monolith. And this has been generating a lot of attention lately because it's the first appearance of Apocalypse, and it went under the radar as such for a little while. But it's really also just a great read. Amazing Mark Silvestri art on this. David Michelini, I never knew how to pronounce his name, but he did a good job on the writing chores. As you can see, it's Fantastic Four minus Sue Richards, Captain America, Spidey, and Thor taking on this massive threat. And it's a pretty awesome copy, and Mark Silvestri did a great job on that one. Here's another cover here that was just, I remember it from my youth, just iconic. Marvel graphic novel 18, Sensational She-Hulk by John Byrne. And this John Byrne cover, I just remember the all black with her bathing suit blending into it. Just very grabbing cover there. Big Conan fan, shown these a few times. Marvel graphic novel 19, Conan and the Witch Queen of Acheron, however you pronounce that. And Gary Kwapisz, however you say his name. Don't know how to pronounce that either. He did this gorgeous painted cover. And that's one of the many unread ones I got off this same guy. This is the later Conan graphic novel, and it's more sought after. This is Conan, the Horn of Azoth. Beautiful, beautiful painted cover here by Ken Dorian. And quick story I've told before, but this is Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway wrote this script for what was to be the second Conan movie, Conan the Thief. And they wanted to tone it down, make it PG-13, so they had someone rewrite the script, and it didn't resemble their original vision. So Thomas and Conway publish their original vision for the second Conan movie in this graphic novel, The Horn of Azoth. So it's a pretty good read, too, and interesting if you know the story of the Conan the Destroyer movie. I believe as a kid, this was the first Marvel graphic novel I read. Got a better copy here. This is the Alien Legion. They had stopped the numbering, I think, in 20-something or 30. But Overstreet continues the numbering as if it's a series, and it's quite convenient. But this is the Alien Legion graphic novel. Has a lot of good memories for me, and I really love the art. I think Frank Sirocco with Terry Austin inking him is just an amazing combination, and Frank Sirocco doesn't get very much credit. He's really great. This is another one of those high-grade copies I got off that guy, and this is Amazing Spider-Man Hooky. And this has a gorgeous wraparound cover by the great Bernie Wrightson, and could be wrong, but I think this is the only time Bernie Wrightson drew Spider-Man. If somebody else knows, let me know. But beautiful stuff. I'm a big Bernie fan. This one's messed up, but got it real cheap. Found this in a dollar bin. This is the Wolfpack graphic novel by Larry Hama and Ron Wilson. Created this team in the 80s. It wasn't very successful. This one was, and this is a great one. This is the Squadron Supreme Marvel graphic novel. This is just great stuff by Mark Grunwald, who Hippie reminded me, I had forgotten, he died when they were about to publish this, so he had his ashes mixed in with the ink of this book. And basically Squadron Supreme, as many of you know, is kind of a jab or a takeoff of the Justice League. I mean, you have the Wizard, who's the Flash. You have Dr. Spectrum, who's like Green Lantern. You have Hyperion, like Superman, Power Princess, Wonder Woman, Nighthawk, Batman. So pretty cool reading, and the story really holds up well today. I was glad to have picked that one up. This is The Mighty Thor, I Whom the Gods Would Destroy. This is one of Jim Shooter's last works at Marvel, I believe, after he was demoted, if you will, or ousted as editor-in-chief. Really like this one. This is the Marvel graphic novel Emperor Doom. And again, David Michelini with a great story here. Basically, Dr. Doom invents this machine and kidnaps, as you can see, it's a purple cover. He kidnaps the Purple Man. And he uses this machine to augment the reach and power of Purple Man's influence over people. And this crew of Avengers, it was around the time of the West Coast Avengers too, but they have to come stop Dr. Doom and the Purple Man, and it's a great, great read. Really like that one. Love this one, and especially the cover here. This is a Silver Surfer Judgment Day Marvel graphic novel by Stan Lee, written by Stan Lee, art by John Buscema, and this beautiful Joe Jusko painted cover of Mephisto and the Silver Surfer. And you all can see why I cited him not too long ago in a contest vid as one of my favorite artists out there. I believe it might have been Lightning's contest vid. But Jusko is a master painter. Big Punisher fan. This is the Assassin's Guild Marvel graphic novel. Had that when I was younger. Need to read that again. This is Punisher Intruder graphic novel. I think I have the hardcover to this too. But this is by Mike Baron. Written by Mike Baron, who created Nexus and Badger. So it's pretty cool. Punisher and Black Widow, Spinning Doomsday's Web, excuse me, Marvel graphic novel. And this has art by the controversial Larry Stroman. And what I really like here is this gorgeous painted cover by, yet again, another artist I cited as one of my favorite cover artists, Earl Norem. Did a beautiful job on this cover. Here we have the Black Widow Marvel graphic novel, The Coldest War. This one's heating up a little bit, as Black Widow has in popularity. This is the Marvel graphic novel, Rick Mason, The Agent. As you can tell, they went up to $9.95. So these are later. These are probably early 90s. But haven't read this one. Here we have Ernie Colon's Axe Marvel graphic novel. Very cool stuff. Big fan of Gene and Ernie Colon. Big Disney fan. So I was happy to get these. Very sharp copy here of the Who Framed Roger Rabbit Marvel graphic novel official comics adaptation. Photo cover there. And Marvel graphic novel Roger Rabbit Resurrection of Doom. Also a very nice copy. It has a little bit of minute rubbing on the corner, but a lot of these are surprised at the condition they were in when I got them. This is, I believe, the first Marvel computer-generated graphic novel. I think Shatter and possibly Batman Digital Justice beat this to market, but certainly the first Marvel epic computer-generated graphic novel, and this is Iron Man Crash. First, well, it says the first computer-generated, but it wasn't. Shatter was. So, very cool, though. Remember having that when I was young, and my copy was beat up, so I was happy to get that. Another high-grade copy here. This is The Death of Gru Marvel graphic novel. Many of you know I'm a big fan of Sergio Aragonés and his work on Mad and Gru. So very happy to have that. Saw this at a half price sale and I picked it up. This is an epic graphic novel. It's a later one. It has some rubbing up top there, if you can see, but also a $15.95 cover price. Good Lord. But this is 67 seconds. I understand it's kind of sought after and people pay, you know, not a lot, but I've $30-50 for this because it's a very early James Robinson work and it's kind of hard to come by from what I understand. So glad I got a good deal on that, even though it's not in perfect shape. Grab this one. Really, really, really like the cover to this epic graphic novel, Last of the Dragons. And this cover here is by Carl Potts. That is a stunner. Beautiful dragon there. And last but not least, this says Marvel Books, but it's in the same format. And this is G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, The Trojan Gambit. This came out very early in the comic series run. And if my memory serves me correct, this reprints like the first 3 or 4 issues of Marvel's G.I. Joe. But once again, just this beautiful painted cover by the great Earl Norem. And he just had his hands in so many great things from my childhood. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So he made quite an impression on me. So very glad to have all these, and still working on putting a run together. Hopefully it'll get done. Thank you everyone for stopping by and checking out my books. I always appreciate your time. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and enjoy your comic book reading.